The third principle, which is closely related to principle number one, sowing and reaping, seed time and harvest time, is this concept of consistency. And it comes from a common quote that you have heard before, that Rome was not built in a day, but the bricks were laid daily. You've heard this story all the time because people will tell you, yeah, it's not going to be happening overnight. Rome was not built in a day. It's true. Rome was not built in a day, but the principle is that the bricks were laid daily. Now, this explains the principle of consistency. What does that mean? It means that if you want to build something big, you want to achieve something significant, you want to be someone that nobody in your family has been before, then you have to be willing to be consistent. You have to be willing to think differently. If you just think that you will start today and tomorrow it will be successful, it will not be. But you must be consistent. I see this a lot in the life of many people, career and things. They start their career and they think, oh, it's roses. And so they think, oh, tomorrow they should be successful. It's not going to be. It's going to take time, but you must lay the bricks daily. There are young entrepreneurs who start their business. Maybe they have a vision, they have an aspiration, and they want to do something, and they start doing it, but they don't get the attraction that they want. People are not buying. No, you still have to keep it up. You still have to market. You still have to continue to talk to people. Maybe you walk to the door and you knock. The door opens and they said, what are you looking for? You share your story and they say, I'm not interested. You've read the stories of many successful people in history who became successful after they were rejected. Why? Because they were consistent. That is the thing. Nothing significant gets built overnight, but everything significant is built daily. So the key question you want to ask yourself is, what are you going to do today that will contribute to the outcome of your life tomorrow? Sometimes people say, oh, when you get up in the morning, write down 3 things you must do today to make you successful. It's good. But I like to narrow it down to one thing. So when I wake up every morning, I just ask myself, what one thing can I do today that will multiply my success, multiply my career, multiply my finances, and multiply everything in my life? What one thing can I do today? And that is the starting point. Just one thing. Every single day, what can you do that is going to be contributing to the better version of yourself? We live in a society where people get up and all you do is you get up, you bath, you get to the station, be in the queue for some time, vehicle come, you sit in the vehicle, and then you'll be stuck in traffic, and then you get to work, close, come back home, and then you start that journey again. And so we spend our life just on doing things that are not really significantly adding value to our life. Although we are moving, there is no progress. And that is one of the things that I learned at a very early age of my career, that movement is different from progress. The fact that you are bathing every morning, sitting in the Trotsky, or driving to work every morning does not mean you are making progress in life. So there is a difference between movement and progress. Now, if you want to build Rome, you want to achieve something significant, you have to be consistent. Every single day, there must be progress in your life. Without any progress, you will never become successful. You will never achieve anything significant in your life. So the question you want to ask yourself at the end of every day is, what did I do today that will contribute to my Rome? What did I do today that will contribute to my future self? What did I do today that will separate me from the rest of the people? That is what you must understand. Rome was not built in a day, but the bricks were laid daily. And you have to be consistent. Whatever you were doing, You have to be consistent. Today, people look at me and they're like, oh, Nhyira Premium, look at your live stream sessions, look at your devices, look at your sound, da 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 da, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I've been consistent. Every now and then, every day, we are doing something new. Consistency changes the game. You cannot just sit down and then boom, come up and think you can build Rome. It's not going to happen. You got to be consistent. So ask yourself today, what am I doing right now that is giving me progress? Please be careful, because the fact that you are moving doesn't mean you are making progress. That is why sometimes people will sit down at the end of the year, then they reflect in the whole year and they realize that there was no change in their life. They have not done anything in their life. The whole year, all they did was to survive. Because they were moving, but there is no progress. They were moving, but there is no change. They were moving, but they can't see anything going on in their life. Why? Because there is a difference between movement and making a progress. And as an individual, if you want to become successful, you must know this. Yes, Rome wasn't built in a day, but the bricks were laid daily. So my question to you is this. Today, have you laid your bricks? Have you laid any bricks today that is going to take you to build Rome? Have you done something today that is going to shape the outcome of your life positively? Because everything you are doing now, whether consciously or unconsciously, it's going to shape the outcome of your life. And that is the third principle that you must understand.